Well, in today's society, I quoted a Bud Schoberg line about boxing is chess played with human bodies. We're in a violent world. You've got mixed martial arts, which is grand theft auto played with human bodies. I don't know whether the cages are there to keep the participants in or the spectators out. I haven't heard ban boxing for 20 years as a society gets more violent. Yes, there was a call for it, the AMA. I used to argue with them back in the 80s. They'd say there's brain damage. And I said, yeah, if you get hit in the head too many times, but so's there in football. No, there's none in football. And they'd go on. They're wearing helmets. Tell that to the guys who are now like John Mackey walking into walls. All of a sudden, they found it in football. Troy Aikman retired after 8 concussions. In boxing, if you get a knockout, if you're knocked out, you're suspended for 30 days. In football, if you're lying on the ground with a concussion, they'll take you out and put you back in 30 seconds. And the announcers trivialize it. He got a dinger. He's going to the wrong sideline looking out the ear hole. He's got a dinger. So boxing, I think, is really, there was a study done where I think it was the ninth or 10th most dangerous sport. And those above it, including luge and bungee jumping and now football, are accepted. And so is boxing. Boxing has other problems, though. It's lost its place in terms of favoritism amongst the sports fan. And part of that reason is simply stated that when it was at the top of the fan preference list back in for the first 50 years of the last century through 1950s, there were only 3 sports of major import. There was boxing, baseball, and horse racing. Pro football didn't come to into the popular frame of reference and into great popularity until '58, till the New York Giants played the Baltimore Colts in the greatest game ever played, etc. You couldn't give away pro basketball. It was played in the afternoon. They all came of age, and boxing kept going down the list of preferred sports. We now have so many sports. I mean, did you know that Texas Hold'em is a sport? I see it on ESPN all the time. I'm waiting for competitive pole dancing. I mean, it's gotten silly out there, but everything's a sport. X games, Y games, Z games, who cares games, Y is right, Y games. But boxing continues to lose its position, and that's a problem. The heavyweight champions today are so almost anonymous, you could put them all in a police lineup in gloves, robes, and trunks, holding their belts aloft. And not only would no one know who they are, they wouldn't know what these guys do for a living. But the heavyweight champion was the great. We haven't had a heavyweight champion in so long that we could identify with, whose name is in Klitschko, and I think there's only one. There are 2 of them keep walking out of a room and changing their name. It's one guy. That it suffers, the sport suffers, because there's not that at least in the United States. I'll tell you what the problem is. Lennox Lewis, very good fighter, showed us that fighters 250 pounds or more could move, could punch, could be entertaining, could box. Now, Rocky Marciano was 189. Joe Louis was 204. This is at their heaviest. Muhammad Ali was 224 at his heaviest. We've now got heavyweights up to 300 pounds. Nikolai Valya, a lot of V's at the end, a lot of V's. And then a talented kid, an American, let's just stay there, who is talented in an athleticism and in an athletic way, and over 250 pounds, will go into football. The best American heavyweights are named Ray Lewis and Brian Urlacher because they're over 250 and they can make more money. That's what happened to the heavyweight division in America.